Today I'm taking you inside Bloomy, a new K-12 adaptive learning program built specifically for homeschool families. Bloomy combines a complete English language arts and math curriculum with a guided writing studio, all in one online platform. This is a program built for homeschool families, so it's really simple to use for both parents and students. And here is a major bonus. If you purchase a 1-year ELA or math subscription with my link in the video description, your family will receive $100 cash, not points, not store credit. All right, I'm going to review the whole program in this video, so let's get started. If you've watched my channel for a while, then you know I review plenty of online math and language arts programs. So what actually sets Bloomy apart? The biggest difference is that Bloomy is not just for practice. It includes instruction across more than 1,200 skills mapped to Common Core or state-specific standards. Their language arts curriculum covers reading literature, informational text, vocabulary, grammar, mechanics, and writing. Math stretches from foundational counting and place value through fractions, ratios, equations, functions, geometry, measurement, data, statistics, and probability. So it is designed to grow with students from the early grades through high school. And the writing studio goes beyond just handing students a prompt. It guides them through planning, drafting, strengthening, and revising their work with personalized feedback and AI-supported coaching along the way. Every Bloomy lesson follows a simple, memorable cycle. Learn it, practice it, and prove you've mastered it. A lesson takes about 25 minutes, making it easy to fit into a homeschool day. It's not one of those programs where students are simply dropped into an endless system of questions. Bloomy teaches the skill first, then gives students a supported chance to use it. And students need to score 90% before they can pass a lesson. So this program is going to make sure they really understand everything before they can move on. And remember, it's also adaptive. So if a student shows a gap, Bloomy doesn't just keep going and give them the next item in a fixed sequence. Instead, it traces the difficulty back to the prerequisite skill causing it. Then it builds a more direct path to mastery. And I'm going to show you how all of this works in just a minute. Before we open the dashboard, let's just talk about pricing and the super generous offer available with my link. A 1-year Bloomy ELA or math subscription costs $279 per student. The writing studio is sold separately for $139 per student per year. And if you're homeschooling in a participating state, you may be able to use ESA or scholarship funds to cover the full cost of Bloomy, either through direct pay or reimbursement. And there is also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free. And don't forget, if you use my link in the video description, you will receive $100 cash just for signing up. Okay, so now let's take a look at the actual program in detail. I'll walk you through both the student and the parent dashboard, but let's start by looking at the student dashboard. So here is what your student is going to see when they log in. If you have purchased more than one program, your child can switch between ELA, math, and writing over here from the menu on the left. When you first sign up, your student will need to complete a placement test so Bloomy can tailor the learning path to what they already know and what they are ready to learn next. After that, their next recommended lesson is waiting for them right here. There is no hunting around or wondering what comes next. They can simply click to get started or continue working on a lesson. Bloomy turns each lesson into 3 parts: the base camp, climb, and summit. At base camp, students learn the skill. It is the actual lesson. During the climb, they practice it with support, and at the summit, they must successfully pass an independent skill assessment. So each skill is going to start with a lesson to actually teach the concept. And this is the piece that I think is missing from a lot of online math and language arts programs. Another feature a lot of families will appreciate is read aloud support for the lessons, questions, and answer choices. Students can click to turn the sound on or off over here. Bloomy also prevents students from rapidly clicking through the instruction. It makes sure your student would have had time to listen or read through it before moving on to the next page. I think that is really important and something to pay attention to, since it helps keep the focus on learning rather than simply getting to the end. Once you've gotten through the base camp part of the lesson, it's time to move on to the climb, which is where you get to practice the skill you've just learned. You'll also notice a small robot that you can click. It's called BloomyBot, the program's AI tutor. During practice, BloomyBot is ready to step in when a student needs support. So students can use this to help them work through the questions or help them understand why they got something wrong. Rather than simply revealing an answer, BloomyBot is designed to ask questions, provide hints, and help students reason through learning tasks. And it's only available during the practice part of the lesson, not when they are doing the mastery assessments. It's also designed to be safe for students. The AI tutoring interactions are logged to show progress, investigate safety concerns, debug issues, and support educational quality. Unsafe or distressed messages to BloomyBot are flagged in an email alert to the parent, supporting timely adult awareness. Together, these features give students useful support while keeping parents assured that your child will be safe using this program. You may also notice over here that your student can change the text size if they need to. And the program is also designed to be keyboard and screen reader friendly. Students will need to get a certain number of questions correct in this section before they can move on to the summit portion of the lesson. If they begin to struggle, BloomyBot can step in with questions and hints to help them understand why. Once they get enough of these practice questions correct, then they will move on to the summit section, which is more like a quiz or assessment. This is the part they will have to do on their own without any assistance from the AI tutor, and they will need to get at least 90% to master the skill. If they don't get enough answers correct in the summit, they will have to go back to the climb and keep practicing before they will be given the chance to try the summit again and attempt to master the skill. So that was an example of what a lesson is like in the Bloomy Language Arts curriculum. Now let's take a look at one of the math lessons. As you can see, math uses the same base camp, climb, summit structure, so students do not have to relearn the interface when they switch subjects. Students begin by reading or listening to the concept, and the pacing guard again keeps them from skipping ahead too quickly. And I really like the balance here. The way it walks you through the concept and then gives you a chance to practice with the AI tutor waiting there to step in and help if you need it. And then once the lesson is finished, you would move on to the climb, where you answer a series of questions. Students receive immediate feedback when something goes wrong, with BloomyBot available to help them work through it. And then once you get enough of these questions correct to show that you're understanding the concept, you would move on to the summit, where you will need to answer the questions without any assistance. In both the math and language arts sections of Bloomy, students can click on the skills library to view all of the included topics in the program. Here, they can see which concepts are in progress or mastered and revisit earlier grade skills whenever they need a refresher. However, they will not be able to move ahead past their current level that they are working on. Bloomy also builds in motivation through Bloomy Bucks. Students earn points as they learn, then redeem them for rewards chosen by their parents. An in-app shop lets students personalize the experience with avatars and scenes and other cosmetics. Inside My Locker, students can even choose the voice used for read aloud support. Over on the right here, you can see your streak, how many Bloomy Bucks you've earned, your daily and weekly goals, and recent skills you have mastered. Before we switch to the parent dashboard, I want to show you one of Bloomy's most distinctive features, the Writing Studio. Here is where students can practice their writing skills either through assigned prompts, guided prompts, book-based prompts, or their own free writing ideas. There are all sorts of different things to choose here in order to get started writing. Instead of facing a blank page, students move step by step from organizing their ideas to drafting and revising. BloomyBot remains available as a writing coach when students need help getting unstuck. And anything they write will be saved automatically so they can always go back to it later. Let's say you chose a book to write an essay on. First, the student reviews exactly what the assignment is asking them to do. Next, guided questions help them organize their ideas and map out the essay before drafting. From there, they turn that plan into a complete draft. Finally, focused revision tasks help them strengthen what they have written instead of treating the first draft as finished. It feels less like being told to go write an essay and more like having a writing coach beside you throughout the process. So if you're looking for a great online writing tool, this is definitely worth checking out. Okay, so now let's take a look at the parent side of things. When you first sign up, you will choose whether you want to use the Bloomy Buck store, and if so, what kinds of rewards you would like to include. You can choose from Bloomy's suggestions or create your own rewards that fit your family. From there, the parent dashboard gives you a quick, practical view of each student's activity. You'll be able to see how much time your students have spent learning, how many skills they have mastered, the Bloomy Bucks they have earned, and how long it has been since they last logged on. You can view the snapshot for the current week or zoom out to see progress across all time. For a closer look, the learning map breaks progress down skill by skill with expandable details when you want to dig a little deeper. The skill library will show you all the skills that are included in the program for each grade level, and you can assign specific skills to your student here if you want more control in designing what your child sees next. The Writing Studio tab brings your students' writing activity and assignments into one place. You can assign one of Bloomy's existing prompts or create something tailored to your own lesson plans. You can also assign one of the book prompts from one of the suggestions in Bloomy's library. Or what's really cool is that you can add your own book. So if your child just finished a book and it's not listed here, just add it and Bloomy will generate writing prompts that you can then assign to your student. You can view any writing pieces that your child has turned in here, and over here you can view the BloomyBot chat history. The Bloomy Buck Store tab tracks both what your child has earned and which rewards they have redeemed. And under student settings, you can make some adjustments to things like access and pacing, student visibility, self-directed mode, add another adult to the parent dashboard, and set your email notification preferences. There's also a family version of the BloomyBot that you can access here. You can ask it questions about your students and how they are doing in the program, or any specific data that you are looking for. And you can even ask it for custom reports. So this is a cool extra feature that can be really helpful for parents. So who do I think Bloomy is best for? It's especially worth considering if you want a complete math or ELA curriculum rather than just another practice-only tool. You could certainly use Bloomy alongside another curriculum, but it does have enough structure to stand on its own. That flexibility makes it useful for families who either want a primary curriculum or targeted additional support. I also like that it includes the actual lessons to introduce each topic or skill. That distinction matters. Children need structure and support, not just more questions to complete. I like programs that have kids learn a skill and then have them demonstrate their understanding of that skill before they move on. The base camp, climb, summit progression makes that learning cycle clear, consistent, and easy to follow. If Bloomy sounds like a good fit for your family, make sure to use my link in the video description when purchasing a full year math or ELA program so you can get $100 cash. This offer is part of Bloomy's generous referral program. Once you're a member, you can earn $250 for every family that you refer, and that family will get $100 cash too. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching.